Letty the barber,
Empty out the clip.
Eddie the butcher,
Empty out the clip.
Kaiser. Long story short,
Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Opinions in one shot, no retractions. Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Opinions in one shot, no retractions. Empty out the clip.
Alright, we are back. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. I'm your host Cams. I'm taking over for Lady, the Ace of Spades. He's on extended annual leave. But nah, man, it's good to be back here to just to warm up his seat before he returns on the mic. So yeah, man. My name's Cams, and I'm here also straight out of the butchers.
Yo.
We got Eddie.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Savus. Good to be back.
Yeah, man, it's good for me to be back too, man. It's good to see you on Empty Out the Clip. Feels like I haven't been back in ages. But always been
Shake off that rust.
A bit rusty, but nah, man, I've been behind the scenes every week, Empty Out the Clip. But yeah, man, someone told me I have to jump on the mics again, so I'm gonna do my best to to get the muscle memory back. So
Yo, nice. So
bear with me. Yeah, man, we're gonna go straight into it. So we don't muck around here on Empty Out the Clip. But let's combine our shout outs and how's your week, bro?
Yo, Seki. Shout outs to my usual, my Ingo, my Liston brothers, Westside Fitness boxing crew. Just want a special shout out to some of the Usos, LJ, Kim, Lewis, Sam, Josh. We had a small, like a last minute barbecue at his parents' house, so it was good to get together and have that kind of like fellowship going on. So yeah, that was on Saturday night. That's my shout outs. How's my week? Week was good. It was just work, doing a lot of work. Did some small sessions at Anytime Fitness. It's so good that it's 24 hours, so like I can go at some random times. But man, I feel like a guy like during the week because I didn't realize, you know the song Tin Guitars? The guy that sung it. Humperdick. Yeah, Humperdick. So for a little tour and talk about Tin Guitars, I was like, nah, no way this guy sung it. Nah, man, Google proved me wrong. So yeah, I feel like a guy this week. So no, that was my week. Seki.
Yeah, Tin Guitars, man. That's a song back in the day. Like I think there was a remix that went around the mixtapes back in the day when I was at school. It was one of those songs that those drink up in the garage sort of songs,
like
man.
Like a national Kiwi anthem. God,
Kiwi anthem, yeah, man.
Ew.
But nah, man, Inkelberg Humperdinck, it's a funny name. He's a funny name, but man, he was a popular guy back in the days. A lot of sing-alongs, man.
Yo, hell yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's cool, man. It's good to be busy at work, man. So, that was just like me, man. I had a busy week of work, but man, I'm glad rugby's back. Sports is back now. I know it's in the middle of February and winter sports has started. But I was thinking about it today. I was thinking about why winter sports start in February, and then I realized something when I paid for my Sky Now again, because I don't pay for Sky Now in the off season, right?
Yeah.
So I had to go pay for it, and I was thinking, you know what? Rugby is from February to November. That's pretty much 10 months you're paying for Sky.
Yep.
So maybe it's planned like that.
Internationals.
It's planned like that. Like it's not like people complain it's a long season of rugby. These professional athletes playing all year round. Bro, it's for the consumers to spend your money, man. If Super Rugby started in March, that's another whole month Sky's TV's missing out on subscription money, man.
100%.
So you think it's like the scheduling and all that. Nah, man, it's designed to take your money, man. If they wanted to, they'll probably have rugby all 12 months, man, of the year. So you can, so you can pay your Sky subscription, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, just had to start my Sky subscription again to watch Super Rugby, which I'm kind of like enjoying. I always enjoy rugby union. Oh man, I'm just sick and tired of these media people, especially the Sky TV presenters and that. How they show up in the game at the stadium and talk about big crowds. They talk about, man, this is an awesome crowd here, big crowd, it's packed house. And then fuck, you can't fool me, man. You can see some empty seats, man. There's empty seats behind you, man. What are you talking about? Packed crowds, man. You're not trying to talk it up, are you?
There's camera angles.
There's camera angles. I'm like, bro, we're not dumb, man. We can see there's empty seats, man. Fuck, don't try to hype up the crowd when, man, there's heaps of empty seats. So, yeah, I've been noticing that a lot, And so, it's unfortunate because, we only got one sports provider here in New Zealand, Sky TV. They got no competition. So they have to talk it up. Even though we can see with our own eyes. They need a lot of work to do. Just having good presenters and having Joe Wheeler. Fuck, I hate that guy. Joe Wheeler, like, he's not even funny, man. I don't want to see Joe Wheeler, man, making stupid jokes.
That's the best we got at the moment. That's all we got.
But yeah, man. We'll talk more about some sport when we get to it. When we do our weekly wrap of sports. But yeah, man, just had a good week, man. Good week at work. Yeah, man. And just glad to have my weekends occupied with some sport, man. But yeah, man, same old. So
what's your shout outs?
So my shout outs, man. Like, shout out to everyone that tunes in, listens in to the West West Network, all our content. So we've got our 135 footy show that's dropping every week now. We're getting close to NRL, so NRL starts this weekend, this Sunday, March the 1st. We've got the two Las Vegas games this Sunday. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then the rest of the games will start that following weekend. So yeah, man, get ready for NRL. It's here now. We'll be watching that. Yeah, man, shout out to everyone that's listening in to the West Network. We've got MT the Clip that we're recording right now. That drops every week. And our TV and movies podcast, Channel 135. We will be recording tomorrow. We've been doing the last season of A Knights of the Seven Kingdom. Have you watched that?
Yo,
it's good.
I'm not up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been doing what everyone else is doing? Like, watch the episode, then tune into Channel 135 to see what the breakdown is?
No, I'm gonna watch the breakdown after this episode. Cause I've up to when they actually had the little 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Yo, something to that. Yo.
Oh, sweet. No, you're pretty much up because the last episode dropped today.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I just finished watching that before I jumped on here. So yeah, man, it's good. It's good.
Ooh, yo,
yeah,
sick.
It's a great episode. So tune in if you're a big fan of Knights of Seven Kingdom. Myself, Eric, Bobby, and Stace. We break that down every episode. We're gonna break down the last episode when we record tomorrow. So tune into that Channel 135. You can look at all our content on our website www.westwestnet.com. I wrote a couple of articles actually. I wrote an article on Super Rugby. You can find it on the website, and I'm also writing one article right now. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to write, like, as soon as the last game drops for Super Rugby, I'll start writing because I want to like finish it by maybe Monday, Tuesday, and post it up on Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday, just to get some time because I want to review like every week. Of the sporting weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll try to do more of that. I mean, I've been trying to get a routine, and I haven't been doing it. But no, man, it's been good. Like, it was a good test for me the last 2 weeks because I managed to do 2 articles in a week, right? And my goal is to get faster and faster. So hopefully I can spit those out. Yeah, as we go. So yeah. Enjoying doing the sports writing and stuff, but all good. Yeah, man, that's me. Hey, we're gonna do a little bit of comments corner before we get into the the topics. But I just want to have a chance to reply to these comments that you're about to spit. So, who have we got?
So we got Adrian Doherty. He was talking about how the government is like messing with Samoa because like the boat's still there, still sunk in the ocean. So they're kind of doing like diversionary issues towards us. And the other two comments in Comments Corner were replying to the question, top 3 Valentine's Day songs. So Hans, he put All For One, So Much Love, Casey and Jojo, This Very Moment, Brian McKnight, is it Crazy Love? Yeah. And then Septimus, Last Night by As Yet, Pony, Genuine, and Show Me, Bruno Mars. So there's some sicky songs there, man.
Well, who's gonna play some of that? What's his name? Who's the who's one of the songs?
Which one? All For One.
Oh, yeah, you got your For Ones. You've got who else?
The Casey and JoJo's.
Casey and JoJo, yep.
Pony, Genuine, and Bruno Mars.
You put Pony, Genuine.
Yeah.
You're going straight to the bedroom with that song, man. That's straight to the. That's no foreplay. That's straight to the bed, man. There's no romance.
No sokalake, nothing.
Nothing like that, man. You're going straight to it.
No,
like, you play some
straight
Brian
to the
McKnight,
main meal.
Just play some Brian McKnight, a bit of serenading going on there.
Yeah.
All For One, a bit of serenading, some foreplay. And then you hit the Genuine at the end, man. Just to finish it off, man. That's a second list, man. That's the whole night plan. That's the romantic night plan.
Those 2 comments alone, that's a playlist.
But you just gotta put those songs in the right order.
Yo.
So that memorable Valentine's Day for you.
It's done and dusted. There's gonna be a Pepe in 9 months.
Yeah. Appreciate the comments, man. Especially the one who sent one about Sam Morgan.
Adrian Doherty, 778.
Man, that's an ongoing thing, man. You know what? Let's face it, man. They're not gonna take that boat out, man. No. The only best thing they could do is compensate. But I think they've already done that, and they've said, "Oh, now we offer this much you get, and that's it."
And I think Samoa wants to return it now.
I know. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too late, I think.
Yeah, well, it's never too late. We'll remember it. We'll remember it. We'll remember this, man. We'll remember this. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, bro.
And then before I close up Comments Corner, my question for next week is: think of a cartoon from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s with an unlimited budget. All right, you had the choice to turn it into a 10-part series or a movie trilogy. Let me know what the cartoon is. Seki. That's it from Comments Corner.
Nice. All right. Yeah, man. Let's get into our topics. So there's quite a few here. So I'm just going to start with something I want to frame, sort of like a theme to all our stories that we've got to talk about here. And so the theme I got in my head is racism and where we at as a country. Like, where we at in New Zealand as a country, where is racism? Are we still feeling it? Is it still around? Is it still there? Is it hidden? Is it this thing that's untalked about that, that's still around, that we need to talk about it to get it out there so we can solve that problem or identify if there is a problem, man. So it's funny because I watched Q&A. Q&A is a program that comes on TV1 every Sunday. It's hosted by Jack Tame. I don't know what you think about Jack Tame, but that guy's a young guy, man. I mean, he's up and coming. He's in the media. I think he's doing the news sometimes now.
Yeah,
he's doing the news sometimes. But
I think he speaks full today,
He does, Yeah, I see him as one of those up and coming sort of media personalities that is real left wing. He's woke as well. But man, I feel sorry for him sometimes, especially when he gets his he gets ripped apart by his politicians. You know what? If you go find a video of him trying to interview Winston Peters, Winston Peters just rips him apart, bro. Like tears him a new one. It's sort of like I feel sorry for the guy because man, he's young and you know Winston Peters, he doesn't take him seriously. He doesn't give him any respect.
Nah. This
But
is old school, bro.
he's old school, man. But man, it's kind of sad when you see it ripped him apart. And he's done it too. Winston Peters come on Q&A and he fucking smokes him on TV, man. And it's kind of sad. But man, that's Jack Tay, man. He's supposed to do his job. But anyway, he had a professor, a Māori professor on his show, Margaret Mutu. And she came on just to discuss her beliefs in if there's any sort of conflicts with Parliament and with just the communication between Palangi and Māori and Treaty of Waitangi and all that kind of stuff. Right? So she came on and I was going to play some of what she was talking about. I've got a clip here.
The way the treaty is written is that, and the way it's understood by Māori is that Pākehā or the subjects of the British Crown can come here, they can live under their own culture, they can, and in particular, the Queen must keep control of their lawlessness and stop their lawlessness. And so they can be who they are. And in exactly the same way, Māori will always be who we are. And this is our country where we have invited others to come in and we want to live with them in harmony. What co-governance is about is that you will have those who have the technical skills, they're the people who live there, providing their skills for the management of a particular resource. And then you have mana whenua who are there, who have been there for 1,000, 1,500 years, who have another type of knowledge about that same resource. And what you're doing is you're bringing the best possible knowledge and information about that resource to the table and sorting it out together. And for the life of me, I can't see what's wrong with that you get the best possible information and expertise that you can get from everywhere, pull it together and make the best decisions on how to use it. And that's what co-governance was all about.
Okay, so what she's sort of talking about is interpretation of what the Treaty of Waitangi, just the essence of it, right? I just want to get your thoughts on that sort of thinking, because I feel like the Palangis over the years have taken advantage of that. And I think the narrative now, like ever since they've taken advantage of it, is we're trying to go back full circle. Like we're trying to go back to the essence of what the treaty means, right? Colonizations happen. The Palangis have come and, taken advantage of that and try to bend the will. Like, there's been errors in history where Māori weren't allowed to express their culture. They weren't allowed to, in schools and that. And now it's come out of that. We come out of that. Now we're recognizing what the treaty means again. So, yeah, just what are your initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, she's talking about like basically like co-governance between iwi and the Crown. Yeah, when the treaty was signed, it wasn't really honoured straight off, and we've seen it with other countries how they would divide and conquer certain nations like Hawaii, even Samoa, how they would back different chiefs. From what I gathered, from my opinion, from what she said, is that they're trying to get back to, like you said, the essence of the treaty, where co-governance, where the hapus and the iwis get a say in what goes on their whenua. Because they are basically, like, Māoris believe that they belong to the land doesn't belong to them, that they are katiaki, guardians of the land. So when it comes to resource consents, they need to be, or they want to be, kind of like, they want to be like asked or like brought onto the table for discussions for the use of the land, distribution of the land, and what the land is used for. But I think we have to remember that after the Treaty of Waitangi was signed, the New Zealand War started. and we saw the Kingitanga movement that started in central North Island to consolidate Māori rights to land was seen as a rebellion against the Crown. We also saw confiscation of lands from tribes who fought for the Crown and had land taken off them. So it's a real sticky issue unless the government reconciles those trauma or those inflictions of against the treaty, then we can't really go forward, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think Jack Tame asked the question, like, does that mean that Māori have different rights to other people that are non-Māori? And that was the argument that David Seymour put up a couple of years ago, with his treaty thing, like, you know, why do the rest of the world get different rights, right? So that was his argument, and he said that it was a racist thing. It was not equal, right? And so, you know, I think what Margaret Mutu is pointing out, she's simplified, you know, what the treaty is all about. Like, the reason why things can't be equal.
Yeah. Because
it doesn't have to be equal. Because Māori have their culture, the Palangis have theirs. Why can't we live together in harmony under what the treaty says? There's no need to change anything.
Yeah.
Right? The Palangis are trying to change how the Māori view their culture under colonization, right? So that's not what we want. We don't want a full takeover. It's not a full takeover, right? So why can't we just keep our values, you keep your values, and live as one? Right? There's no, I mean, you don't want to change anything. Like, why do you want to change anything, David Seymour? So
I think David Seymour wants to, like, make it equal for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, equal for everyone. But the problem is, if you look at when the treaty was signed, our other cultures weren't there. You know what I mean? It was just the iwi and the Crown. That's a legal document of this country. So therefore, the first rights go to the iwi and the Crown. Because, you know, every other culture that's after that, we're guests. Yeah?
Yeah. Because that's the question I want to put to you, to us, is that where does Pacifica fit under this?
Yeah.
We come under the visitors thing, right?
Exactly, yeah.
We come here to live, and we can live amongst everybody. We fall under the same rights as anyone else does when they come to this country, right?
Exactly.
So the only difference is, like, for non-Māori, whether you're Palangi or any other part of the world, the only difference is monetary, right? Is where you sit on the social scale, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing. So, and that's the thing that came to my mind. Like, if Margaret Mutu is talking about the essence of Treaty of Waitangi, that two cultures can come together in this country and live together as one, right? There's another factor that hasn't been considered, and that's capitalism, right? And power, right? Because when it comes to power, everyone wants power. You can be greedy and want more and more and more. That's got nothing to do. Well, that's got everything to do with a culture that adopts a system that you can create or gain power, right? Because it corrupts that system, right? So that's the thing that's not being talked about, I think. Like, if we can say, like, it's racist not to recognize what the treaty is about. What is that? What does that look like? Is it the power? Is it capitalism coming and corrupting the culture that's trying to live in harmony? Because when it comes to capitalism, like being indigenous Samoans, that's a Western world thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps the Western world moving up the ladder, or having the haves or have-nots, right? When it comes to and it sort of speaks to what Margaret Mutu talks about later on in the interview, when she's asked the question, why is it that the co-governance, why is that a problem? Where the Palangis can't agree with the co-governance. And I just want to play just that bit of what she talks about in that part, because it's really interesting. Let me just play that bit.
Yeah. There's democracy that people think of as one person, one vote. And then there's the democracy that we know of in the Māori world, which is it's for the people to decide. And those two are not the same.
Tell us about that. That's very important.
So in the Māori world, we make decisions by consensus. And this is something that used to fascinate the early Europeans who came here, was that we would sit there seemingly forever trying to make a decision. And that's because everybody must have a say. And at the end of the day, the decision you make is based on all the information you can get, no matter where it comes from. Everybody who has an interest has a say. And then you make a decision by consensus. And those sorts of decisions will hold because everybody will take responsibility for them. Whereas the one person, one vote, which is a very British, European way of thinking of things, that's a case where you can have 51% who say yes and 49% who say no, and you're always going to be arguing with each other, which is what we see in the Parliament at the moment. Quite frankly, I'd rather do the consensus stuff, because once your decision is made, that's it. It's made. And you don't spend forever after that batting it backwards and forwards, because the decision is not a decision that holds.
What I get from what she was just saying is the clash of two cultures, right?
If you do it the Māori way, like let's say you do it the Samoan way, so like how many hours have we sat in infernals in Samoan culture where we've had two Makais that don't even agree, and it took ages, and like ages until we got a compromise. And even when we do get a compromise, you still get one or two Makais that will still disagree, And like the thing with the Western way, one vote, one person, it's quick, simple, easy, and it's easy to follow. Whereas in like, I don't know about Māori culture, but in Samoan culture, there's quite a lot of diplomacy. That goes into talking. There's a lot of like, I'll concede this, but I'm not going to concede on this. It goes back and forth, and then I'll give you a pusa corned beef. I'll take the fine mats off you. And so like it just like it's the Samoan way. There's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of like like red tape that kind of like blocks us from like pushing forward sometimes. You've seen issues back in Samoa between Leova'a and Awhenga, and that's still going on today through the the courts and all that. So that's the thing that I reckon Margaret Mutu is talking about, is the combination of both. We get the best of the Pākehā way of doing things, the best of the Māori way of doing things, the consultations and all that, and bringing it together and make it unique. Because Aotearoa, like New Zealand, we are unique, like in terms of the treaty, where Indigenous people were given the rights equal on ground with the Crown. Not like the Native Americans in America, where they got pushed into those reservations, and the only thing they can do is make casinos. You know what I mean? Whereas we had a prime opportunity to make this country great, but capitalism, it corrupted our democracy systems, and our ways and laws of New Zealand are all Western. You know what I mean? From the Privy Council to the High Court, it's all Westernized. Our education system, even our military, right up until the last 20 years, was all Western. There's only what she said before in the beginning about the revitalization of kohanga reo and te reo Māori, that people are coming back to it. So
yeah, I think everything was all said and done. I think this conversation just shows how deeply rooted the differerences are between the two values of the Europeans and Māori in this country. The values are so different. They even can't agree to, or just put forward a better way of doing something, right? Like, I think the object of colonization is to completely overcome what's done into and change it into what you're used to. Like, it's the Western world, right? That's why this country now is in the Western world now, right? It's those rules that it's taken over, but it doesn't say to transfer over things that could help in the future. It's the old thing where the Americans, they like the Hawaiians only for their dancing and hula. They use that for their tourism, but they'll forget about all the other stuff in the culture because it doesn't suit them, right? It doesn't suit them. So that's what we're fighting against, right? We're fighting against the power, right? And that's the power we're fighting against. And from that stems the racism, because it's the racism that's the outcome of the Palangi not understanding where Māori are coming from and thinking that their way is the best way, is the right way, right? And that's where it stems from. So I don't know if the movement now for next generations to recognize what's gone wrong and bring in some old stuff to change, I don't know, but you were going to say something?
And the thing is, a lot of the power's on the Pākehā side, right? And she was saying at the start of the video, I think it was like 10, 15 minutes in, she said, because some Pākehā understand Māoridom and were intrigued and interested in the Māori customs, that the whole racism started to shift away, you know what I mean? So we need to get back into that, just to, learning and understanding. We have all the knowledge in our fingertips, and yet we live in a world where it's so divisive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why it's important that we keep the Māori names. Anything that this government has done now is to turn back on these things, like the names of the government departments. They have Māori names. Like, you can't say, because we don't understand, we've got to change it back to a Palangi name now. That's not moving forward, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help the cause. Right. So, no, all good, man. Yeah, I just wanted to start with that topic because we got a few topics here that deal with racism in this country, and the next topic that I got came from the Herald. And it's the leader of the Labour Party, Chris Hipkins. So he accuses Winston Peters of pure racism in Parliament. In Parliament, I think it was last week on Wednesday, there was a debate going on, and one of the speakers was the Green MP, Tionel Tuiono. He's an MP for the Green Party. He spoke and he used the word Aotearoa in his speech, and
Oh no!
he used that word Aotearoa in his speech. So this prompted Winston Peters to get up and interrupt, right? And Winston Peters says, "Why is the minister answering a question from someone who comes from Rarotonga to a country called New Zealand?" Right? Chris Hipkins then speaks. He said, "Members in this house are equal. For a member of the house to stand up and question whether someone is entitled to ask a question because of their country of origin is pure racism, and you should have stopped him in the beginning." He said that to the chairman, Mr. Brownlee, Speaker of the House. What are your thoughts on that? Because I was thinking, okay, this is a white man. I'm talking about Chris Hipkins calling a black man, which is Winston Peters, racist. I mean, does that happen? I mean, is that a thing? Can Palangis call racism to the minorities? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's like Trump calling black people racist because he doesn't like black people. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first thing that came to my head.
The full reversal.
But is this a trick? Is this a trick? Because you know what, we got to talk about this because I see it happening like in other places. I see it happening in America. White people calling racism to black people, and I'm thinking, man, if they normalize this shit, you're not gonna see the end of it. You can't turn the tables, man. You can't turn the tables. Fuck this shit, man. So I'm asking you, man, is Chris Hipkins, should he shut the fuck up, or is he got a point? There's a deeper meaning. There's a deeper thing going on
Yeah,
here.
there's a I think it goes deep in skin color on this one because a lot of people call what they call Winston Peters the Trump of the Timu Trump with his policies and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty I don't know, yeah, like it's just a word Aotearoa, like we were just saying it before, like gotta be careful what you say. So yeah. He is a foreign minister. And there's always been heated relations between the Cook Islands and New Zealand over the Chinese influence in the area. And what the Green MP TNL Tiono was saying was that he was asking about like the foreign aid and aid to help the Pacific Islands. And you know, in the Pacific Islands, there's a war between like China's influence in the USA, Oz, and New Zealand. So Winston Peters has been on the forefront of like trying to push for New Zealand's agenda in the Cook Islands. And for me, when this guy came up and told, this is like one of those shots that he wanted to fire at him. Yeah, but you know, Chris Hipkins, I reckon it was good on him for standing up and saying it because yeah, it's like, you know, Winston Peters is all for New Zealand and not Aotearoa, and yet we've got a person that has Māori and Cook Island heritage saying the word Aotearoa, the name Aotearoa. And for me, as a Kiwi, I love using both New Zealand and Aotearoa. I don't see any racism in using one or the other. It depends on your preference. Yeah, Seki.
Yeah, that's the only thing that concerned me. That I don't want to normalize white people calling out racism. You know, it doesn't make sense, man, and that can't be normalized. So, yeah, that was a tough one.
Hey, are you being racist?
Shit. Speaking of racism, so this is one that Chucky pulled out. Now, there was a Samoan woman tennis player named Destanee Aiava. She announces her retirement. She's only 25 years old. She announces her retirement from the sport of tennis. She's a professional tennis player. Yeah, she slams the sport for being racist, homophobic, and hostile. Hostile culture in sport. You saw that article? She's only 25, man. So, you know, obviously she's got more in her. She got as high as ranking number 133 in the world, which is pretty good considering she's Pacific Islander. And there's hardly any. I think there's one other Polynesian, but there's hardly any Pacific Islanders in the sport of tennis. So big ups to her for getting there, and big ups to her if she inspired some other Polynesian or Pacific Islander players to take up the sport of tennis too, because it's a very ludicrous sport. Get a lot of money, but yeah, she's bowing out, but she's also bowing out with throwing some hands, man, calling the sport out for being a racist sport. Your views on this? Man,
I thought when we had like the Williams sisters, when they cracked into that scene of tennis, I thought the whole racism thing would like fade away because, you know, like it's that unspoken kind of thing about like elite sports or certain sports for certain races. Reminds me of that you know, that light skinned guy that went into the race car. I forgot the name. And he had someone put a noose in his car garage. You know, when he's getting ready for the race. You can see it in like football, FIFA. They're throwing bananas like onto the field when there's African players coming to visit like certain clubs. AFL, when Aboriginal players would play on the field, you know, they get bananas thrown at them. And then the whole state of origin thing with international players playing in state of origin. You know, they shouldn't be playing. It's for blah blah blah. But yeah, for her to play in the sport, I thought like, you know, you had like is it Naomi Naomi Osaka and other people. I thought the whole race thing was obliterated, but I guess it hasn't, and she's getting the full brunt of it. So I hope she finds peace and finds another sport to get into. But I was actually quite surprised by this, that she still gets hate in the sport. I thought we're kind of past it by now, but yeah, we will still see it. So yeah, it's very sad, but I'm not fully 100% surprised that it happened. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I know tennis is one of those sports where it costs a lot of money to play. You also win a lot of money. It's kind of like golf as well. Those sports where prize money is huge, depending on how high you get in the rankings. It's also, it's a white sport, all right? It's a rich sport. You got to be rich. A lot of rich people play the sport. There's even a stat to say that one of the sports that you play that give you longevity in terms of your age is actually the sport of tennis. Now, you can argue that because it's a rich sport, rich people play, that because you got the money to live to your 90, because you can pay all your health insurance and all that kind of shit, right? Or golf, interesting. But yeah, man, it is a white sport. It's a rich sport. I would imagine there's a lot of racism going on there, considering there's hardly any brown people in there. A lot of Europeans play it. Spot the black, like you mentioned, the Williams sisters. Well, they bust down those stereotypes, and just became number one in the world, right? Being a minority, being African American, and the adversity they faced during the time of them coming up, like they were bound to go through. You watch the film, King Richard, love it. Their dad, the dad went jump through all the hoops, jump through all the racism to get to number one. So, big ups for, like, we never see that, right? We never see that, the hard work, the mental game, but to go through all that racism, go through all the stereotypes, that must have been really hard and taking its toll. But when you're at number one, when you're at the top, hey man, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So I'm sure the Venus Williams and Serena Williams inspired a lot of minorities to take up the sport. So if they can do it, anyone can do it, right? But we never know what they went through to get there, right? Like in terms of the obstacles, the racism, those are obstacles, right? Obviously, Destanee has gone through it, and it's taken a toll on her. She's only 25, so she's got heaps of years. She talked about losing the love of the sport, and it looks like because she lost the love because of how she's being treated, her body's been talked about, the color of her skin being talked about, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, part of me says, man, did you just give in to all that talk, that racism talk? Did you give in to it? Did you let it? Did you let it take the love out of the game, out of it? And it made you, at 25 years old, say, "Oh fuck it, I'm retiring. I'm doing something else because this sport sucks." Because everyone's racist here. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because she's too young to develop that kind of thick skin, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe her circle around her didn't warn her about it, maybe.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's why we talked about comparing her to the Williams sisters, because they went through it when they were kids. They went through all of it, all the obstacles, and they busted through. So I can imagine the Williams sisters got even more hate, even more racism on them, right? Yeah, part of me is sad that she had to give it all up. We probably need heroes like that in these kind of sports. Someone playing golf, someone playing tennis, someone
in the
Grand Prix.
the yachting, the yachting. Because man, like I always crack up at like all the islanders that were watching the Was it Black Magic
Yeah.
back in the day? And I was like, man, this is all white guys. But man, like my dad was going hundies on a day. I was like, bro.
Harder.
Ew.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, so I guess big ups to her and what she does now in her future. She talks about now she doesn't know what to do. She knows what she likes, but she's been focused on tennis since she was a kid. That now she has to start again now.
Yeah.
She has to start again. And I remember reading, what's his name? Andre Agassi's book, Agassi. And man, that guy, he did not like the sport of tennis at all. But he said the alternative was going to school, and he didn't like school worse. He said he hated tennis, but he hated school more. And he knew if he quit tennis, he had to go to school. And he didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So he'd rather hate tennis and play, and he was good. So he'd rather play. So when he retired as a rich man, because he became number one, right? He was so happy. That was the best day of his life when he said he retired from the sport of tennis because he hated it so much. Asshole.
You remember that someone guy that played soccer for Australia?
Oh,
What's his name?
Tim
Yeah.
Cahill. Yeah.
She needs to kind of like talk to those guys.
Mm.
Like, how did they get through it? You know, the race and everything and blah blah. The stuff that goes in the background, the stuff that we don't see.
Yeah.
Even like Ross Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trailblazers. Like, get in touch with them, and because I feel like her giving up on tennis is like, you kind of let them win, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in a certain way. Like, I mean, blessings to her, and I hope like she's making the choice that's good for her. But like, I don't know. Like, sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth and work hard to prove them wrong.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what she does.
Yo.
But no, man. I played. I like sport of tennis. I'm not that good, but I like running around. Playing.
Nah, we just played the foursquare on the court with the ball, doing dragons.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Next topic. Brian Tamaki is in the paper again. But it's not what you think. He's not doing any parades or that. What happened? He is in the parade, but not what you think. So we had the big gay out parade, right? And someone plastered his image on the rainbow flag, which sparked which sparked a bit of a drama. Brian Tamaki saw it and was so mad that he decided to find out what he can do legally to sue the gay parade or bring up some charges of defamation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
your thoughts, man?
So I'm not gonna lie, I barred my aka when I saw it. But yeah, I mean he's got a point. Yeah, defamation. But yeah, does fair use come in because he's got his image in the public domain? I guess. Can they use his image in a certain way? Yeah, I'm not too sure. But he's used other things, other imagery, to work for him. The Christian cross.
Mm-hmm.
He uses it for his church, and some of the stuff he does is not really in Christian way. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, because he's always in the public limelight, so his image is everywhere, basically. So he's charging for defamation and the misappropriation of his image on a rainbow flag, eh?
Yeah. Which makes sense because he's been an advocate for, not having gay people in this country, kicking them out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he's got probably like some legal stand ground on that. But yeah, it was funny to watch though. It was like a big troll moment too. But yeah. Oh well. Play of fire.
Yeah, I'm reading what he said. So he said, if you spot the deliberate misuse of my image on an offensive flag, he calls it an offensive flag. And I'm sure a lot of people don't think that's offensive. It's a symbol, right, of the gay community. It's been around for a long time. It's even on MK Road. They've painted the rainbow across the crossing, the MK Road. I am actively seeking advice about what action can be taken to organizers and media who think hateful reproduction and misrepresentation is acceptable. Now, when he puts the word hateful in there, you gotta go back to his protests of being hateful to Indians, being hateful to people who don't belong in this country. I still don't understand what's that got to do with the Bible. Like, but that's another conversation. But a bit of what do you call it? Contradiction going on in this story.
Yeah, and I think he's just he's not earning as much as he used to. His following has dimmed quite a bit. So I think he's doing anything just to stay relevant, I guess.
So I don't know if we want him to win the case if he goes forward with it. I mean, the gay community looked at it and said, "Hey, that's expression of free speech," So you have the expression of free speech when you protest against stuff like that. You got expression of free speech to respond. So I guess this is a cheeky way of responding. It's probably it's probably going to get a few laughs there in the gay community. But we all know the reason why his face is up there. It's not to celebrate him. It's not for the gay community to celebrate him. It's for them to be smart and and just make fun of him or make fun of his views. Yeah. Right. The picture of his face is a symbol of what the attacks they've been having from him, right? So that's just the response. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Thank you. Moving on. So this is a government order for councils to give police more power into moving the homeless people on. Now, I work in town, right? So, I work close to K Road, and there's a lot of homeless, and in the mornings when I get to work, when I walk across, there's people sleeping in the doorways of businesses, right? Just in sleeping bags and that, it's sad to see. Problems getting worse. So over the years, you slowly see these types of things happen, and then now it's just normal, right? You see it every day. So, yeah, there is a problem. It's getting worse. Obviously, there's been complaints. Businesses have been complaining because they come to open their shop and there's someone sleeping outside there in the entrance. I think people are getting sick of that too. It's sad because a lot of these homeless people do have places to go to. The council have put them up, or the government has put them up in homes, temporary homes. But the problem is, some of these temporary homes, some of these homeless people getting abused in these places, because you're talking about apartment buildings dedicated to homeless people or dedicated to people that with mental health, even 501s, right? And it's not really a safe place, some of them. So some of these people, know that it's not safe at the place that they're just being assigned to. They choose to go sleep outside, right? So there's that as well. There's no mention of that, of what the government has said. All they've said is they're going to give police powers to move them on. Your thoughts, bro?
So the actual law is like for moving people on is displaying disorderly, disruptive, threatening or intimidation behavior, obstructing or impeding someone entering a business, breaching the peace, begging in all forms, rough sleeping, displaying behavior indication of intent to inhabit a public space. So I work at a butchery, and we get it all the time as well, like people with signs outside, and these pros and cons to it, I mean, the pro to this is that the public looks a little bit cleaner, with them off the street. All people can shop safely without being harassed. Places look more inviting, for people to spend money. And it's like an encouragement of less offending. Like there's no opportunity for them to offend if they're not in the area. The cons, though, and this is the drawback of it. Where do they go when you move them on? Where do they go? Because emergency housing is at its limits, and like you said before, they're not the safest place to go to. a lot of crisis teams are at their limits. We've seen a lot of deaths amongst the homeless people, suicides especially. The cost of living and unemployment is moving more people to the streets. So it's not just people sleeping rough, it's people that have lost their jobs through redundancy and stuff and living out of their cars. And then the police having to move assets and resources to enforce the law. I mean, I've said it before, the police are already stretched as is, and we're kind of like making the job a bit more difficult, you know what I mean? We said it before with enforcement of removing of gang patches and stuff like that. So it's a toughie. As a business owner, as a person that is employed, I guess I'll be all for it, moving people along. But through a social through a social lens, it just seems like a band-aid on a problem that is deeper. And in this country where the minorities are marginalized even further. So it is a real toughie, and you have to find a balance. But these laws that they've put on, it's up for interpretation. The police can move anyone on with these laws. What if you're setting up a food stall or something like that? They can move you on or something, because if there's any indication of intent to harass or intimidation as well. So that comes under loitering. But yeah, begging in all forms. What if you're busking? Where's the grey area for that? If you got a guitar or you're playing musical instrument, do you get moved on as well? But yeah, it is a toughie, and yeah, like you said, down in Queen Street, a lot of businesses have closed down as well. With people sleeping in doorways, it's not inviting, especially for tourists coming into the country. But yeah, there's a deeper issue. I think this law is basically a band-aid on a deeper issue. Yeah.
Where I work on K Road, we usually go to this coffee shop on K Road, and the coffee shop is open early in the morning. Next to it, there's a tattoo shop, and next to that is a wine shop. Next to that is a dairy, and I think there's a cake shop as well, right? And it's on the stretch. There used to be a bench outside on the footpath, like a seating area, right? One day they took it away, and I asked the question: how come the council took away their seats? And the guy in the coffee shop, the owner of the coffee shop, he said, I think someone complained that too many homeless people congregating around that seat, scaring all the customers away. So the council came and removed it. So to your point, where do they go? Like, they used to congregate around the seat. Now the seat's gone. You don't see the homeless they're across the street now. But you're right. Where do they go? The other thing I saw was the punishment. So there's some jail time, and there's a $2,000 fine. It's like, hey, hello, these people. The reason why these people are outside because they got no money, and you're asking for $2,000 fine. Where are you gonna get the $2,000 from? Oh, are you serious?
I work full time. I can't afford that. Shit.
Well, that
the $2,000 fine.
That's just dumb, man. I mean, that's as dumb as this new rule. So. You're right. You gotta not tell the public or not tell the media what the bullshit reasons are, right? And tell everybody that the reason why they're not in the house that they're or apartment or wherever the place that they're assigned to are not there because it's not safe for them, right? You don't just say they don't need to be homeless. They choose to be outside. Well, there's a reason. There's a reason why they choose to be outside. Yeah, man. It's the same media that tell us that the seats are packed at Eden Park and it's not. So
that bench that went to Eden Park, that's where your bench went.
That's where the bench went, bro.
Wait for the visiting teams when they come to Eden Park.
Yeah. So I continue to work in town. Continue to look around and see what the situation is. But yeah, man, there is a problem in town, and the solution is the Band-Aid, like you said. they need to think of something else.
Mm.
Sweet, Oos. I think that's us for the topics, man. That was good.
Yo, see?
Let's get into some sports. So the weekend of sport. What have you been watching, man?
Man, Broncos need to pull it off, man. We had a bad first half, though. 18 points to 4. Shit. But no, the comeback was there. Just fell short. 24-30. Damn. Another loss for the NRL. So whoever wins the comp this year, man, come on, man. Win it for us next year, man. We need to beat these Poms, man, because Hull came out to win. Blues had a good win.
Do you think there's a bit of, hey, the Broncos beginning of the season, this is like a preseason game. We need to relax. Don't want any injuries. We don't care if we win or lose. Do you think there's a bit of that?
Nah, because we sent a full team, We sent a full team, and I following them on Instagram. They were training close to every day while they're over there, climatizing, doing. It just felt like a proper test, between Aussie and England. Like that's what it felt like. But it just fell short, and like home field advantage is huge. But whoever wins the comp this year, like 2026, come on, man, like. When you guys win, man, just prepare for that World Cup challenge, man, because you need to bring it back home, bro. But yeah, no, it was a good game. Blues winning, Crusaders losing. God damn.
Yeah.
Against the Brumbies. Oh,
I saw that game. A few things come to mind in that game is that 3 unanswered tries in the last 10 minutes. They just pulled through. The last time the Brumbies won down in Christchurch was the year 2000. Bloody Stephen Lackham was playing. Stephen Lackham was number 10.
Shit.
And now he's the coach. So 26 years since the last run there. Did you watch the game? Because, man, Australia's got some good players, man. That Charlie killed, the number 8.
Yo.
So he's beast there.
Especially that game against Saraka last year. Yeah, Solly, he carved up hard.
Yeah.
Also, Six Nations.
Yes.
Man, England,
They
2 in
lost
a row.
again.
Wow. Lost to Scotland and then lost to Ireland. Solly. So like a fair. And, oh, man. My heart goes out to Wales, bro. Like, they're leading the whole way and then they lose last minute to Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was heart-wrenching. Man, curling. Honestly, man, if I was a kid and I knew sweeping the floor as a sport, number 1, I know all the island kids, man, but we would have been number 1 in the curling sports. Like, fuck, I've seen us sweep hard, man. But is it one of those sports that we might get discriminated? there's at least one. I don't know. But Canada, man, they got controversial putting their finger on the stone and then they end up winning the whole thing. So that's crazy. Man, Auckland FC. Are they good or is Wellington just like Gaia?
Well, they're the shocker. They lost 5-0. And
5-0?
Own goal by the goalkeeper, the Wellington Phoenix goalkeeper.
Oh, sorry, that was...
So that's felt sorry for him, man. But
that
what are you going to do a header
movie.
when the ball is like high ball?
Yeah,
bro, you can't
catch
control
it.
that kind of ball, man.
What were you doing so far up?
And why hit it? Just catch it. You're allowed to use your hands.
Just catch it, yeah. Sorry, I don't know the rules. And then, and then there's a whole thing, I don't know the full story, but people are talking about Dan Hooker. I was like, hey, what's going on with him? Cheating on the missus or something? He's like, I'm trying to watch all the sports and this keeps popping up. I was like, I don't even know. But, that was most of the sport that I watched on the weekend. How about you?
Yeah, I watched the England-Ireland game. Man, Ireland was played mean, man. Ireland playing shit until the second half of the France game last week. Right?
Yeah.
And then they just carried on against England. But that Jamison Gibson Park, he was the man. He was everywhere, bro.
The dummies, the little grubbers.
He scored a try too. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
James Lowe, he got injured, so they're bringing the replacement. But he's fast, that guy, O'Brien. He scored a try too. He's pretty fast. But man, the disappointment for me, for England, to me, England is like Crusaders. They're on the same level. So I hate their guts. But George Ford, he's been the man for England. But for some reason, he had an off game, man. And he was really off. So he had two England had two penalties, and he kicked for touch. The first one went straight to the Irish player in the corner, so they didn't get touched. And the second one went out in the inbounds in the goal line, so he didn't get that one. And that happened consecutively, right? So
And the yellow cards.
they had 2 yellow cards in that game. I think Ireland should have 1 yellow card. But yeah, the discipline let them down. The defense was shocking. Like, if what Ireland's got good going for them all the time is their phases, because they can get into like heaps of phases. They sort of like remind me of the Brumbies, right? Because when the Brumbies get into phases, they're hard to stop, and that's what happens with Ireland too. So they were getting into their phases, and they just grinded, and just scored tries. They scored 3 unanswered tries in the first half. England scored before halftime, and then after that it was just a whitewash. So yeah, so England's lost 2 in a row. Now I think they face Italy.
Yeah.
Italy this week. France. Yeah, France. I think that team to beat now. France and Ireland.
France can't get any more bonus points, I think. No. Yeah, Ireland. For Ireland to win, they've got to put a bonus point game against Scotland, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good. Six Nations have been pretty good.
It's been really good.
Yeah, it's been really. Every game's been good. Can't say so much for Super Rugby. For Super Rugby, there's a few games that have been good. I watched the Blues Force game, and that was boring as. I was still not convinced of the Blues. They look like the weakest out of all the New Zealand teams. Just the way they play, if you compare them to even Hurricanes. Hurricanes had a good game against Moana. They beat Moana.
Moana had some good touches of brilliance, that first try they got.
Yeah.
Down the side. Ooh.
Yeah. But they got slammed at the end. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are good, The Chiefs won undefeated now. They had a good game against... Well, they grinded their win against the Blues in week 1. Week 2, they grinded again against the Highlanders. They beat the Highlanders in a solid performance. But I think... And this is without Damien McKenzie too. So when he's back, bro, they're going to be on. So if you compare the Chiefs to where the Crusaders are, like the Crusaders lost the first game and they lost against the Brumbies. But when you look at that game, if you watch the game, the Crusaders are playing like the Crusaders anyway. So it's hard. So I think they lost because I think they just got lapses in defense and they just didn't pull it together in the end. But the attack looks good too. But yeah, it's just... To me, sort of like Crusaders got a thing that England has. Like all the potential, they got everything there, but for some reason, they get smacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to NRL starting this weekend. And, oh yeah, because, in the day, so we finalized our NFL, NRL draft.
Oh,
Fantasy draft. So we had a draft day on Saturday, 8:00 p.m. on Saturday. So I had to jump online and pick my team.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
nice. Let's go.
Yeah, man. I think I made a mistake though, because I picked both Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes as my house.
Oh.
But that might be a mistake because if Storm's got to buy, I've got to replace those two halves.
I think I got Cleary and Dearden, and then Talangi on the bench.
But I checked the bye week for Storm, and that's not until later on, like week 9 or something, week 10. So it should be right, barring injuries. So yeah, all good. All right, next up, what have we been watching?
One of the Usos convinced to start watching Sopranos. Has been watching Sopranos with that guy
again.
Yeah, we're on season 2, so it's his first time for him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, now I'm picking up things that I missed from when I watched it, and then most of the time, also, like I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching barbecue videos.
Oh yeah.
Especially from Hawaii. There's this guy. I think he's Filipino. I forget his name. I'll find his name and I'll put it in the chat. He does a lot of cooking with laulau or taro leaf. Does like basically like recipe, but he uses his barbecue grill skills as well. Like he chucks in Like this one he did was a whole brisket that he smoked for 12 hours. You know, had the bark and everything, and then he wrapped it in taro leaf, steamed it for another hour, and then poured coconut cream on it, and then mixed it in. So it's kind of like similar to like that Tala restaurant in town, where he just uses like traditional Samoan ingredients, but using like barbecue pitmaster techniques in cooking it. So I'll find the name. He's bloody awesome. Yeah, just watching that and just watching some old docos about like the sea voyages between the islands back in the day, and there was some people claiming that like you know, before the European influence, that we used to meet up on the islands, and discuss like treaties and stuff between different cultures. So it's like I forgot the name. It's like something at the heart of Polynesia. And then I recently added to my list is Origins by Morrison on TVZ on demand. There's 3 seasons now, so I really want to start watching that. It's like the origins of Māori people in the Pacific. Seki.
Nice. Yeah, on Netflix I started watching The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh,
Now there's 4 seasons. It's pretty good, eh? It's a show created by David E. Kelly. He's the guy that created LA Law, Doogie Howser, Ally McBeal, Boston Legal, Chicago Hope. So he's been around, but yeah, man, he's created. It's based off a book of a series of novels, which got into a movie, which made into a movie. Now there's a TV series. So it's about a lawyer named Mickey. He's half Mexican, half American. He inherited this law firm off one of his colleagues that got murdered. And in his will, gave all his business to him. So he's inherited this law firm with no staff. So he's brought him his ex-wife. So his ex-wife is his secretary, and his investigator is his ex-wife new fiance. But this is his second ex-wife.
Oh shit!
So he's got a kid to his first ex-wife that's in the background. So he lives in LA. It's in LA, based in LA. But the reason why he's called the Lincoln Lawyer, because he's got this. He's got a Lincoln. It's an old Lincoln with a drop top convertible, but he's got a new Lincoln, like a SUV, right? And the reason why he's named the Lincoln Lawyer is because he does his best thinking in the car if he's driving around. So he hires a driver to drive him around, and that's what he does is all his thinking in that. And he used to do his business out of his car, so that's why he's called the Lincoln Lawyer. But it's courtroom drama. Each season is a story on the case he's doing. It's pretty good, eh? It's pretty good. It's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. All these cases that he has to do. Yeah, I recommend it. Eh? It's called The Lincoln Lawyer. It's on Netflix. There's 4 seasons. I watched season 1 and 2. Just started season 3. Yeah, man, I recommend it. Eh? If you're into like courtroom dramas and good stories. Like he has all these ways of because he's a defense lawyer, so all his clients are criminals.
Criminals,
yeah. So if his client has done it, he'll try to get them off in the lower sentencing. Yeah, it was all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, it's cool. Sweetles. Moving on, the Pese of the week. Have we got a song?
Yeah. I think this is like Pese done by AI, but it's a really good song, eh? I like the beat of it. But it's done by Ohana682. It's called Looking for Love. You can find it on YouTube Music or just on YouTube. Seki, what about you?
No, I haven't been listening to much, eh? I should have listened to something on Valentine's Day, but I didn't. I've got this playlist on my Spotify. It's called Old School R&B, and there's a lot of like 112 on there. There's there's what are it called? H-Town. H-Town's in there.
Oh yeah, H-Town.
Some what do you call it? After 7. After 7's good, man. Like if you watch After 7, like if you get the YouTubes and watch the live shows.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yo.
Yeah.
Sekius.
Sick. Okay. The Puking of the week, or the Puking of the week. Have you got one? Does this coincide? Because I'm new to this segment, the Puking of the week. Is this the same as shots fired, or is it
I
different?
think so. I think it's similar. Yeah. But man, I think my one would be the the game between the Maori and the Indigenous.
Yeah.
So like, who decided that it can't go to Golden Point?
Oh yeah. Sure.
So whoever did that, surely you're Pokio, man. Oh no! Surely someone won before 80 minutes. Surely, come on, man.
Yeah,
There should be at least a Golden Point. Ew, it's just anticlimactic, and because you got 3 wins for the Indigenous, 3 wins for Maori. So now that the tiebreaker is the tie. All right then. But yeah, you can go Puki or somewhere. Sick.
I've got a shots fired. So, man, I don't know if this happened to you, man, and I don't know if all our listeners, if this happened to you guys out there. But have you had a coworker, right, that has got you talk to at work? That every time you talk to him, he's got the stinkest breath, man. Like, damn, he's got dragon breath to the days, man. Drags harder, bro. I've got a guy at my work, man. I just don't know what to say, man. Like, dude, what do you do? Do you tell him? Do you tell him? Do you say, look, man? Do you take him to the side and say, God, do something about your breath, man? Fuck, stinks, man. Do you brush your teeth in the morning? I don't know. It might be a medical thing. I don't know. I don't know anyone that doesn't brush their teeth in the morning, man, or does something hygienic like that. But this guy, man, honest, every single time, man. And I don't have the guts to tell him, me. And you know what? No one else does. No one else does because no one. Otherwise, someone would have told him, man.
I just hate it when they move close to whisper. You gotta breathe through your mouth,
bro.
Like, yeah, bro. You must take him. Bro,
so I need some advice, man. What? This should be a hex of life, eh? What was your advice to me? Be if you had a guy at your work that had the stankest breath, and no one's told him. You know, he's talked to everyone at work. Fuck, no one's told him. I'm not the only one that can smell it. Fuck, I'm sure everyone else does, but no one said anything. And I can't say anything because I'm like, I don't know, I just feel sorry for the guy.
Nah, just chuck some mints in your mouth and get a straws. When he's talking, just blow dart that shit.
Shit.
Or just like be friendly, like, hey man, I've got some chewing gum here. You want some?
I insist. Here's some chewing gum.
No, take the packet.
It's not a hint, but here's the chewing gum. Wow.
No, I got another packet in my bag. So it's all good. You take it. Oh, there's mouthwashes on specials. I got one for me too. Yeah, you should do that actually.
Well, I'm not gonna call him out, but if he's watching, he might be watching. You know who you are. You know who you are. Sorry, man. I'm too shy to tell you in your face. I'll tell you here on the MT the Clip podcast. Shit. All right, that was my shots fired.
So you sniped the guy. What's that guy?
All right, moving on. I've got hacks of life. So I'm not sure if you guys did this before, but I had this idea of hacks of life where we ask our own question. So the scenario is if you were to go in a time machine and go back to yourself when you're 15 years old, what advice would you tell yourself?
15. I don't know. Stop being old guy, I guess. I think I took a lot of my friends for granted at that time, I guess. Thinking I was bulletproof. But yeah, no, probably, just that, and probably just focus on rugby a bit more. Because, man, when I played, man, it was like after that, straight to the pies, Coke. Didn't really care. But, probably focus a bit more rugby, focus a bit more on school, and invest in Bitcoin.
Nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about this, and, I think over the years, especially over the last 10 years, if you posed that question to me every year in the last 10 years, I would have probably told myself a different story.
Yo,
And then I would have thought, would I even listen to myself?
Yeah,
If I
just
came in, if I approached myself and said, "Hey, man, you gotta do this, man," and I was like, "Fuck off," you know, something stupid like that. Like,
yeah.
you're not the boss of me. I know what I'm doing. Like, yeah, but man, when I think about it, when I thought about it recently, I thought, okay, what do I love doing? Right? I love doing the Whispers Network. I love doing podcasting. I love talking about shit. Right? So maybe I should go back in time and maybe do stuff that will give me more knowledge for the stuff right now. Right?
Yo.
So what does that mean? Taking different subjects. So I wouldn't take any of the subjects I took. I'd probably take history, geography. I'll take music. You know, stuff like that. And then I'll probably want to go university, do architecture, or just go do communication studies or something, right? So things like that. But I also gotta get the right frame of mind. So maybe I do go back in time and tell my 15-year-old self, man, just focus, man, save up, just save money, because you're gonna regret it when you're 30 years old. Trust me, you're gonna regret everything that.
But then, doesn't that bring you into like a conundrum, like a paradox?
Yeah.
Because let's say I went back in time with $1 million and gave it to my 15-year-old self, would that change who I am today?
Probably would.
You know, and like, do I miss out on the nieces and nephews that I'll eventually have? Like, you know?
Well, then, you know, if
The butterfly effect?
yeah, the butterfly
Yes.
effect. So, whatever I did in the past, real reality past, brought me to here now.
Yo.
Whatever I did back in the days when I was in my 20s, in my 30s, it brought me to right here, right now. So maybe if I changed something back then, I wouldn't be here, right now,
Yo.
talking to you. So,
Ooh, this is some endgame shit.
yeah.
I'll be one of those guys that be told to move along.
Yeah. But I think you do get the opportunity to tell yourself in a different form. Like, you know, I've got kids, and you know, when your kids grow up, you want them to live a better life than you did. And that's probably for every generation too. Like, our parents came here from Samoa, settled in Auckland to find a better life for their kids, for us, right? We were born, we go school here. Probably in our parents' minds is for us to do better than what they did, right? They grew up in Samoa, we grew up in New Zealand for better education system, right? So what do we do with that? And then when we have kids, we don't expect the same for them. We want them to do better than us. So
Do better,
I think,
yeah.
you know, when I say that, would you jump in the time machine and go back to say your 15-year-old self? I think you have kids, you know, you're doing the same thing. You're guiding them into probably a better place where you were. I don't know. It's deep, man.
Yeah, fuck. I
I
didn't
think-
think it was going to get that deep.
But I think the basics is, man, save money. Work hard. Yeah, save money and work hard, because 10 years of doing something you love, you're 10 years better for it at the end of 10 years, right? So
100. Stay away from Epstein. Sick.
sicky, man. I think that's us, man. That's us for
Yo, sick.
Empty Out the Clip, man. Episode 100 and whatever it is.
Yeah,
That's the first Empty Out the Clip without the brother Let's.
Yo.
He's probably on a beach sipping a cocktail, and he's got his feet up on the sand.
Yo. He's got a newborn now, eh?
Newborn.
Man.
Congratulations, most.
Congratulations, Zeus.
Yeah, man. Enjoy your time away. Enjoy your time with the kids, with the family. And yeah, man. We miss you, man. The heart and soul of Empty Out the Clip.
Yo. 100%.
Yeah, man. We'll go into some last words.
Yo, I don't know where I saw this, if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but man, it hit me different, eh? It's about silence, eh? And when you're silence towards someone or yourself, but yeah, it's like my silence is not teaching you a lesson. My silence is that I've learned my lesson. And I was like, oh, that's deep, man. But yeah, that's my last words.
Sometimes you have to be quiet so you can hear your heartbeat. Hi.
Oh, Sorry, Valentine's was last week also. Man's putting the ace cards.
All right, yeah, man, that's me. My last words is, man, everyone out there, take care. Thanks for listening, tuning in to EOTC, Empty Out the Clip. Yeah, it's different. Like, I haven't been doing this hosting and in EOTC in a while now. I think Let's been doing a good job. But now, man, it's good to be back on the seat again to host. Yeah, man, and enjoyed every second of it. Tune in next time. I think the next one I'll be on Channel 135. I'm going to do the last episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And yeah, tune into that if you haven't been watching that series.
Highly recommend.
Good story. Good writing too. Yeah, man, thanks to you, Eddie, for jumping on. Thanks for
hosting us.
No worries. Thanks to everyone else that's been listening in. Thanks to family and friends, everyone that support the Whispers Network. All right, catch you next week. Have a good one. Bye.